Are you a piano player who has a hard time with those left hand leaps? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you some different tips and tools to help you get better at those left hand leaps. I'm Craig Harmann of Harmony Music Education, and on this Technique Tuesday, let's take a look at my keyboard. So one of the things that I'm going to do here, I've got my camera kind of moved a little off center of the keyboard so you can see a little bit more of what I'm doing with my left hand. But I'm just going to do a simple F jump to an F chord and then a C, leap to a C chord in first inversion. So the easiest way to do this first is start slow. So you get used to where things are. And of course, the best way to do this is in isolation. So working on just your left hand by itself. You can hear what I'm doing a little bit here as I'm getting faster. And that works pretty well, but what happens? Oh, I made the wrong note. So what am I going to do? I'm going to start over again slowly. This is the repetition that you have to do. Now what I'm doing, you can't see my eyes while I'm doing this, but what I'm doing is I am watching my hand as it's moving back and forth. But what happens if I close my eyes? Which they are closed, promise. See what happens? I was trying to talk and play at the same time. But you get the idea. So you obviously want to keep your eyes focused on the music as you're doing this leap, because you may have something going on for your right hand, like this. Right? And something like that. Now all of a sudden you've got to really split your concentration. So that's where isolating one hand at a time is a huge help. But it's really getting used to feeling where that is, where you're going, right? Or even here, if I'm going from A, right? If I'm doing that, same idea. Anything like that is really, really, really important when you've got those leaps to do everything in isolation, right? So that way you're able to really kind of get that feel for where my hand has to physically go. Because a lot of playing the piano is by feel. And the thing about playing the piano by feel is, well, you have to know where you are on the keyboard of the piano so that you're able to orientate yourself to know where you're going. So that's where one hand at a time, definitely focusing in on that left hand, because the reality is most piano players are right-handed. I happen to be left-handed, which is a benefit and a curse somewhat. It's actually more of a benefit, I think, because I'm able to feel more comfortable with my right hand because I've played since I was 5 years old. But the thing about it is, as you're doing that left-hand leap, it's really just figuring out where you're going to. So when you're making those leaps, don't just leap blindly. Plan ahead, prepare, and practice. Have a great week.